Hello and welcome to Polarizing Tripods. This is episode number 5 and we will be talking about shutter speed, the pros and the cons. I'll let my friend Marcus here tell you all about it.
Alright, well, shutter speed is quite a simple concept to understand. It is basically the speed at which the mirror in your SLR or DSLR camera moves up and down. Hence, basically, the amount of light which is allowed to hit the sensor. Now, shutter speeds are measured normally in fractions of seconds. So when you see 20, it'll be basically 1 over 20. The number is the denominator. So the higher the number, the shorter the shutter speed. So the faster the shutter physically goes up and down. Now this is useful for trying to capture something still, seeing as this is stills photography. If you are taking a picture of someone moving or running and you want to make sure that they're frozen so that you just get their actual pose, you will want to fast the shutter speed so as to actually capture that and not just get a blurred picture. Now equally, you can get blur from literally camera shake, which is simply just holding the camera in your hands, being not as stable as a tripod or just a surface to lean it on. So there's a general rule of thumb. When you're holding your camera, your shutter speed, the denominator, should not be lower than the value of your focal length. So if you're shooting with a 50mm lens, so you're at a 50mm focal length, shooting at a 50th of a second is the very, very limit at which you can take a picture without causing any sort of blur or camera shake.
Handheld. As soon as you put your camera on a tripod, like it is right now, all those rules go out the window because you have no camera shake. If it's nice and on a nice sturdy tripod, your camera's not going anywhere. Another thing important about shutter speed is that this blur that we're talking about is not always undesirable. You can actually use this kind of blur, motion blur, to quite artistic ends. You can make it to give things motion, to give them a sense of movement in your picture, depending on what you're trying to give, basically, what message you're trying to give to your viewer, or what you're feeling as you take the picture. So you can, for example, take shots of cars, for example, at lower shutter speeds, so the shutter being open for longer, so as to give you this little kind of motion blur, to give you basically a feel of, the velocity that the car goes at. Equally, you can choose to just shoot at a very high shutter speed to freeze the actual car in its tracks and just get it as it is, almost at a standstill. So for example, right now we are at the train station. Well, the train station is right over there, and there are trains coming through. So we're gonna cut this video, and as soon as there's a train, we'll take a picture and show you the two different points.
You might be waiting a while.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just one quick thing. So like Marcus said, in this component, like in all others, there are some pros and cons. The pro being, well, why not always shoot at higher speeds? Because it's always better to avoid motion blur. Well, we'll see as we go into further detail for the next episodes how you tend to lose some effects when you choose others. So it's basically all compromise. So yeah. You'll understand more about this in the next episode, which will be on aperture. Till then, just hit the subscribe button right above Marcus's head, and above your head.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. Like
comments below.
Comments below.
You heard the man.
And him. See you later. There's a train. There's a train.
Oh,
there's a train. Let me take this. I'll take this at the 20th of a second, and that should give me the right amount of. There we go, and this picture was taken really quickly. And I'll put these two pictures up and you will be able to see the difference.